Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Cecil the Faun. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. For those of you that are I'm even going to include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, alright, Cecil the Faun. Interesting, right? I stumbled across Cecil by just posts, stuff like that, you know, and I thought they were great. It was like, what a great character, you know, and so it also reminded me that I remember watching the Marvel 616 series and seeing all the cosplay people and all that stuff, and it's like, yeah, I ought to do cosplay. But I kind of thought, I was like, well, I mean, if I'm doing cosplay, I'm pretty much that's how I draw. You know, I can't draw good likenesses, so I always joke around that I'm drawing cosplay likenesses. You know, in other words, people that look like they dress up like these in these costumes and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to play around with the cosplay idea. So that's what made me think of Cecil. It's like, well, Cecil's a great character that's already cosplay. It's an original character that this person has come up with, and they have made a beautiful original thing for themselves, and I think that's great. That's even better than cosplay. You know, it's originality and creativity in the most fun way that no one can say, well, that looks like this or that looks like that. And that's kind of how I say with our drawing, is no one can say, especially with the creative stuff, no one can say we're wrong, is what I'm trying to say. And that's what I feel about Cecil's. No one can say they're wrong because it's their own creation. It's amazing. It's amazing. So that's what we're doing, and that's why this idea came about of Cecil the Faun. You should go check them out. I'll try to add some links, but you know, usually links. I wonder if I can, like, maybe. Okay, let's try it right here. If they have a link, I think I can, right? Outside of YouTube. See, that's the other crazy thing is a lot of places don't. I don't know if I can create a link outside of YouTube to something else. Like, it has to be a link to another video or playlist or something inside YouTube. I get it. It's a company and they want to keep you here. They don't want to send you to other places. So sure, I get it. But it is a little frustrating when stuff like this that I want to promote a great creator, but unless they have a YouTube, I don't know if I can. Like, I'll check it out. I'll see what I can do. I might be wrong. I might be complaining this whole time, and there's an awesome link right there. Right when I said right there, it probably showed up, and I'm complaining about it like a dum-dum. So yeah. Anyway, you should check them out. And I know I can put links in, like, the Instagram and stuff like that, so that's not a problem. But for those of you watching this video, I want you to be able to go check them out. Okay, let me come up with some crazy hands. Not crazy hands, sorry. I like Cecil's otherworldliness, like fairy magic type kind of thing that I want. I want more than just the hands hanging there. I want dynamic hands, you know? Something cool. So I think I'm just going to stick them out like this. Kind of in a, you know, a surprise. I'm Cecil the Faun. You know, look, I'm giving them a name. I'm giving them a voice. And they already have their own voice. So I shouldn't be doing that. But it's kind of like when I do my what do you call it? Sunday Fun Day, stuff like that, and I I kind of come up with a silly voice while I'm drawing. Yeah, Cecil has their own voice. I'm trying to see what the costume is like. There we go. Oh, I see. It's all tied up right here. Good. And if nothing else, I mean, even if this isn't your thing, because I know a lot of people like the Star Wars. I know a lot of people like, you know, Sunday Fun Day and stuff like that. And maybe it's not always their cup of tea kind of thing. But the thing is, this is great practice to draw what you normally don't draw. And that's usually why I say, even if you don't like what I'm drawing today, give it a shot. Still try it out and see what you get, because it's always good to practice and try different stuff, you know? Because you don't normally draw a character, a person that is dressed in this manner, you know? So get the practice in. That's what I say. All right, and it may be a little long now that I'm looking at it. It's like I think I did the hands a little bit long, but I think I'm okay with that. Like it's dynamic. Here's the other crazy part: is part of Cecil's creativity is the fawn-looking nose, but there's nothing I can do about that. I have to let color take care of that. So, let's see, is there yeah, yeah, the look of it is, it's very difficult because it's very, I want to say paint based, but it's very, decorated based, right? So I don't want to draw it with the Sharpie is what I'm trying to say. It would look better if it's painted with the colors that Cecil paints, as opposed to me drawing a bunch of black lines all over the place, you know? And that's part of the trick. I always talk to you guys about that. It's part of the trick of trying to figure out what we're going to draw and what we're going to let color take care of, is that I want to draw everything. You know, I want to you know, give you something to draw, and B, draw it all. But you can't when certain things like makeup and the nose color and all that stuff are defined by color that is not a hard black line. That makes sense? And Cecil, I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I said it earlier, I can't draw likenesses. So I draw someone dressed up like Cecil the Faun. So please forgive me. I am not a good caricature artist. I'm just good at drawing things. That's it. But not likenesses of people. That's what I'm not good at drawing. It's even the ears. They're not quite this gigantic, but for me, it's more dynamic. It stands out more like that. So I think I'm good. I think I'm ready to start the Sharpie portion. So let me erase some of these sketch lines real quick. Because basically, the first few lines were my sketch lines. Those were placement lines, basically. And then as I got more confident, I pressed harder. And those are my confidence lines. Well, I want my Sharpie to stand out, not my pencil line. So I'm going to erase the sketch lines and keep the confidence lines, because the confidence lines take more pressure to erase. The sketch lines disappear pretty fast. So as long as I leave enough for me to see where we're going to go, I can erase the majority of it. If you're working with pencil, you just keep going. You don't have to start erasing. You just keep going. Okay, I think that's enough for me. I'm going to welcome everybody that skipped and get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen. Mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. I can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see other stuff, I'm not too sure what playlist I'm going to put right here, but if you want to see other playlists, go check them out, because chances are I might have already drawn what you're looking for. I draw a lot. So I'm just going to dive in. You've seen the sketch. You want to know the explanation? Go to the sketch portion. Anyway, you've seen the design. I'm just going to jump right in. The face is kind of, if this is the face, I've got it tilted like this just slightly, okay? So think of it at this angle. So I'm going to start with the, with the eyelids first to angle my face. Like this. Right? You see how now it's turned just slightly? Now, I always tell you draw what's in front so you can draw what's behind and not worry about that kind of stuff. So I've got quite a few things to draw here. I'm going to go ahead and draw the eyes, but the hair is starting to come into it. And then on top of the hair is like a garland wreath headdress. So I'm going to go ahead and do the eyes, but I'm going to jump back up to the top up here after that. So I'm going to draw the roundness of the retina like this. I'm just going to dab it just a little bit for the pupil. It's so tiny that I can't really add much more. That's why I'm only just adding a little bit like that. And what I like to do is I like to add just a little bit of a thicker line at the top for like an eyelash. I used to say it's like a makeup line, but it's more like an eyelash. Then I draw the bottom like this. And all I do is come in just a little bit like that, just to imply the bottom line, because this is so tiny anymore and it's going to bleed. So I just draw like that. I know it's kind of a cat eye look, but again, I just try to make it look like a nice eyelash is what I'm trying to do. So from here, instead of working my way down, I think I want to work my way up. Maybe. I don't know. No, because look, I want to do this. I want to do an eyebrow. Like this. Like that. Now the other eyebrow, and that's what I'm talking about, is it's going to get covered up by the hairline, so it's going to be like this, but I'm going to stop there. Because again, like I said, I've got the hair kind of flowing over. Let's see, it's kind of going this way. Like that, parted on the side. One piece like this. Right? And then the other piece like this, kind of wrapped around. Now that I know where that is, I can go ahead and do the eyebrow. But see, I wanted to make sure I didn't draw a line through, so it looks like the hair is on top of the eyebrow. Does that make sense? I hope so. The hair is going to be wrapped around a little bit like this. Got a nice thick mane of hair. Like that. Now, again, I like to draw what's on front first, and the hair is kind of flowing down and then disappearing from the horn. But I've got edges now, so instead of going to the top, because I was telling you how I want to do the garland, but let's go ahead and do the ears and work our way down. So the side of her head's going to be like this. This one's coming down like this. Now see how she's trying to turn like this a little bit? That's going to guide us a little. Her nose, their nose, is going to be just the bottom edge, because the nice thing about Cecil is they have a very beautiful paint feature that I can't do with a Sharpie, but I can do it with color. I'll be able to do it with color. So I'm going to draw the center of it like this, and then come in here and do the nostrils like that. Now that's all I really want to do, because again, I want to do it the way they do it, and the same thing with the nose, the line down the nose. I want to do that with color. So it's going to be a little basic right now, just there's not much, but once we get to color, you'll see what it is. And so that also means the mouth is going to be like this. There's the top lip, and the bottom lip, like this, and there's the mouth, basically. Okay? So once, like I said, once you get to color, you'll see what I did for them. Okay. Let's talk about, I changed. I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. I changed from saying her to them. We're going to talk about binary and people that want to be associated as a certain name. Cecil likes to be associated as they and them. So I apologize for saying her. It's my mistake. It's a new world and I got to get used to it. But because I was drawing an eyelash, that's why I was saying her. Cecil is a they and them, so that's what I'll try to refer to from now on. It's how we want to treat everybody the way they want, and that's what Cecil wants. Plus, look at Cecil. Cecil's too awesome to not get what they want, right? Okay, so I'm gonna draw the jawline like this. It's that's a little pointy. Let me try to soften that up. And also, let me explain to you also why I'm thickening these edges up. I'm gonna switch over to a big Sharpie pretty soon, this one, and you're gonna see a huge difference in line width. So I'm trying to match what's about to happen. You don't have to if you're working with pencil. I just am explaining to you why mine is going to switch in a second. That's where the neck's going to start. Okay, awesome. So the ears are going to be out like this. I'm going to do both sides just to make sure I get them right. Awesome. All right. What's funny is, oh, you know what? No, never mind. Anything I talked about in the sketch, you can go back and listen to, because I don't want to bore anybody who listened to the entire thing and repeat it, you know? Okay, so the ear is going to kind of come through like this. And there we go. Now, I think I'm going to switch over. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I want to do the garland. So I'm going to do like, and when I say garland, I just mean it's like a ring of what do you call it? Petals, like a wreath of petals, like floral and oh my gosh, what's the other word I'm thinking of? Foliage. That's it. You know, petals, leaves, and stuff you'd find in the forest. Foliage. Here's your word of the day, everybody. And I'm just doing like that, you know, just to kind of define that edge right there. So there, and again, I'm going to thicken it up just a little bit. Again, you don't have to. You do what you want, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. But again, I know what's about to happen. All right, so speaking of, I'm going to switch over to the other Sharpie and draw me some horns. All right, so here we go for the horns. Horns, I'm just going to do pretty basic, and again, going to be a lot of color. And I'm following my sketch, so that's kind of the nice thing, is I've got it all planned out. A good plan will get you good places. All right, but see how thick this is? That's what I'm talking about. I want to draw a bunch of lines for the horns, but I think I want to do that with color. I'm just going to keep it basic for these. All right, so this part of the horn is coming this way. Again, following my sketch. All right, so there we go. But see how thick that is? That's what I mean. I kind of want to keep it consistent. I want it to look like it's all the same line. It's not all going to get that thick, but I want to try to keep it like that. Again, to try to keep it looking consistent. That's just me. That's just how I draw. Okay, back to the big Sharpie. I'm going to work my way down. I'm going to draw their neck. Like this. And let's see. The thing is, I've got lots of good poses of Cecil. They have a good selection of what to choose from, but not in this position. So I kind of have to look at everything and kind of go from here. So the shoulders with a bit of a bump for the shirt. So just a highlight like that. And that's it. It's super subtle. I mean, you almost don't even see it, but I do. And that's why I just wanted to do that for my own sake. Since that's there, I'm going to go ahead and show you why. I'm going to draw the shirt that Cecil wears. Like this. And I was doing it with a smaller Sharpie just to highlight, or just to accent that it's something more subtle. Ooh, and they also got this awesome necklace. Let me see if I can draw that real fast before I forget. Something like that. And this going up. Awesome. Yeah. And then the clavicles under there and all that, but I think I'll do that with color. I'm going to keep it subtle for now. Let's see. And so this, I'm going to go ahead and draw the shirt. To the armpits, basically, so we know where our positioning is. Ooh, actually, see, it should have gone up there. I did it off a little bit. After I was talking about, ooh, I'm going to bump it to make it subtle, I still did it wrong. Oh well. Okay, so back to the arms. They're just sticking out. So let's go do this one. Let's work this way. I'm going to do the shoulder like this, down to the bicep, the crook of the arm. Bring that in a little bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and continue this too, so you see where we are. Down to the elbow. Then the forearm to the hand. And the hands I got kind of spread out dramatically. Or dynamically, not really dramatically. You can't get dramatic with a hand, I guess, right? Like that, maybe, but that's motion. It's not drama, that's motion. Okay. And did you see that I pull? I'm a puller, not a pusher. I can't push the Sharpie. I can. I'm just more comfortable pushing it. What do? Do you turn the paper? Yeah, I know that's what you do, because that's what I do too, but I can't because it's taped down, and man, you don't know how frustrating that is. Okay. They also have cool color there, but again, not going to worry about it until we get to the color portion. Let's see, what can I do there? Can I do a... Yeah, I want to kind of smooth that up, but I think no, it's horns. You know, there's nothing smooth about horns. Okay, for the hands, this one's just kind of doing that. It's kind of out. So, here's the thumb. Kind of sticking out like this. And here's the first finger. And it's a little tricky with drawing such delicate fingers with a big fat Sharpie. Come in here for the next finger. But do your best. And then the pinky, I've got it like sticking way out in like a dramatic fashion. Well, not way out, but more than just in a row like this. All right, so coming back, drawing the bottom of the hand, coming in like this. It's a little thinner than I expected, but it's okay. I will make it work. Okay, now a lot of it bled because that's a problem with using fine point Sharpie. I want you to be able to see what we're doing, but sometimes these Sharpies are too big, but that's how it is. You know, I want you to be able to use what you got lying around the house, and sometimes it's a little thick. But it's okay. You can see, you know where we are, you know what we're doing. Okay. Alright, so there's a good hand. I wish I'd thickened it up a little bit right here. I'll go ahead and do that just to make myself happy. There we go. Because you know what? It's okay to live with your mistakes. I didn't get that right. I'm okay with that. I'm fine. Let's just keep going. Do the same thing. I'm going to stick this one out, but this hand's going to be going down like this. So I'm just going to go through it again. Shoulder to the bicep, to the crook of the arm, to the forearm, to the wrist. Okay? Here's to the elbow, forearm, to the wrist. This hand is pointed down. Okay? So this thumb is sticking out. Here's the first finger. Again, it's bleeding a little because of how much Sharpie it is, but you know, we're gonna work with it. We're gonna make it work. But again, I want you to be able to grab. If you don't use a Sharpie and use a pencil, go for it. But me, I'm just using a Sharpie so you can see much better. And if you're using one too, I just want you to be able to grab what you have lying around the house. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of expensive supplies. If you do, great, go for it. But if you just found me and you're wanting to draw with me, I just want you to be able to grab what you've got in the drawer. You know, don't worry about buying expensive stuff. Let me thin this thumb up a little bit. That'll work, that'll work. And again, it's just a hand, so there's not much I can really do here. No weapons, no armor, stuff like that. So it's nice, refreshing to draw anatomy. All right, there we go. So let me see if I can zoom in on Cecil's costume a little bit, because it looks like there's some cool stuff on it too, but it looks like it's threaded and sewn together, but not open. So it's like, do I add it? It's kind of like laces to a shoe. Like, I don't always add laces to a shoe, but Might be cool to do a little bit of an accent, you know? So, that being said, let's do this. I'm gonna thicken these back up. I was talking about an accent before, but I'm gonna put the accent with the laced up design here. So, I'm gonna do this just to show that it's where it's put together, like that. And then, let's see. Again, there's a lot of cool stuff in the pattern and whatnot, but I think I want to do that with color. I almost want to do the laces with color too. Let's do that. Let's just leave the laces for color, and I'm just going to accent the edges like this, just to show that that's where it was sewn together, right? Cool. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, here we come to the fun stuff. So, they have a really cool belt, which I can't draw all the accoutrement and stuff like that, but then underneath that, Cecil's legs. This is gonna be fun. Let's see, so I'm just gonna have to draw some accent stuff, and then we're gonna go from here, okay? So here's the belt. And then, how do I do this? Because there's a lot of little spangly dangly things hanging down, and they're really cool. So let me see if I can do it like this. This might be a little bit too much. Maybe I'm setting myself up to fail by drawing all the little spangly danglies. But to see how I'm drawing the stuff, I'm drawing these first because I want these in front. Okay? And then I'm going to draw the ones behind, because there's like a cool pattern of little stuff here, and then bigger ones all throughout. I think I want to do those with color. I keep telling you guys that. It's like, let's do this. No, I want to do it with color. Let's do this. No, I want to do it with color. So anyway, these are a whole bunch laying on top of each other. So now I can kind of draw loops underneath this. So I've defined my top ones. So when I draw what's underneath, I'm just kind of drawing loops underneath it, connecting them. See what I'm saying? That's why I was like all over the place, and why I was saying I'm dooming myself by drawing too many little circles and spending too many hours doing this. I'm not, though. It worked out. Okay, cool. That worked out really well. Okay, so for the fur, this is what I do with all fur. I just draw jaggedy jaggeds. So I'm following my sketch, but I'm going like this, like that. Okay, so we're doing like this, basically. But I'm following a leg sketch. Okay, so it's like this kind of thing. Not all the time, just some, you know, because the thing is, I can't draw all the fur. I can. I'm trying not to spend hours drawing fur when you guys know how to do that, right? Or even if you don't want to sit here and watch me draw every single hairline. I try to keep these videos under 30 minutes. It goes over, I know. But drawing of the hairlines would take way too long, you know? So, is that like a little purse thing? Oh my gosh, there's so much on there that's cool. So, it looks like, and see, so I'm so sorry if I'm wrong, it looks like there's like this little, like, purse pouch over here on the side that's like a whole different level than on this fur. Almost like you've got a pocket made of fur. Yeah, am I wrong? So I'm gonna accent it like that. It's really cool. There's more to it. There we go. And so for the rest of the fur, I'm just gonna kind of just draw a few fur lines, right? Like, it's how I do fur before. It's like, I'm not going to draw all the lines, you know? I think color should really define more of it than me drawing fur. with the black Sharpie. And that's what a lot of this is too. Like a lot of times when I tell you, let's not do it, it's because these designs are so cool and these patterns are so great that they're not black lines. Not everything is a black line, but we're drawing with a black line. So I kind of say, colors should do more than the Sharpie edge. I'm just trying to give you the edge to draw, Okay, so for the legs, this one is bent. This one's almost straight, so you can almost not really see it. So I'm going to draw the ankle like this, right to the foot. And then the fur that's on the foot. So we're going to do just like we did up there, just some jaggedy edges like that to define the foot of the fur. And then the hoof. Woof. Sorry, it's just a funny noise. Alright, and that's mostly black, so I'm not too worried about color or lines like that. And again, same thing with this. I just want to define a little bit and let color take care of the rest. Okay, so this one is pointed almost, you're looking at it from a straight on point of view, so it looks almost like a straight out leg. So I'm going to come this way, like this, and then define it and come out like this. Same thing, draw the hoof. Hoof. See, it just makes me say a silly word. Like that. Again, let me define just a little bit and we'll be done. There you go. I say we do the rest with color. So that is Cecil the Faun. Thank you, Cecil. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.